All right. Welcome everybody. We are with Jane October. I'm Sem Hyena. How are you doing, Jane, on this Monday evening?
I am good. Despite the cloudy weather, I am great. These lights are warming us up in here, so
It feels good in here.
it does.
How has your 2023 been treating you?
It's
That's a
good.
deep question.
I know. Let me think here. No, it's been good. Busy but good. Trying to reprioritize things in my life and um, working on a lot of music. So
What inspires you? So when you have those moments to yourself to like actually create, how do you get in that space to create properly?
I think things just out in the real world inspire me, and then I go home and I immediately have an itch for it in the car on the way home. I'm like, whatever was said at that party or wherever I was with those people, like that,
Hmm.
I go home and I want to write about it. I want to make beats and then see what comes from it. But on days when I'm not inspired, I still feel the need to create anyways. So I'm constantly creating, constantly, even if I don't feel like it, just playing chords, making beats, and something that helps me too if I'm not inspired for my own stuff, I think about another artist I want to work with and I'm like, what kind of music could I make for that artist that I could eventually send to? So I'll make it from a different perspective, and it really, makes me approach it in a different way, which inspires me as well. So it's just a constant thing for me.
Absolutely. And something that you just said during that answer, when you're working with other artists or inspired by other artists, is that what you said?
Yeah.
What artists in the city are you inspired by, and is there anybody that you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
There's so many people. I just feel like the Twin Cities is an abundant place for music, and um, some of the people off the top is Zyna. I think everything that she's doing visually, artistically,
Yeah.
I think working with her would really bring me out of the box that I've put myself in. Um, so her number one for sure. Reiki, I think he's an amazing, super dope artist. I would love to work with him. And I've done a couple collabs with Johnny Darko. One of them was on Season Changed of mine, and I think that's someone I want to continue to collab with too, because he's just got a great sound and just a genuine guy through and through.
What has been your favorite performance so far that you can remember of yours?
Well, ironically, I've been doing music for about 7 years now, and I've only performed 4 times. So it's slim pickings to pick
Mm-hmm.
my favorite performance, but definitely the Rage Future that
Aw.
you guys threw for all the women. That was just all the songs that I had at that period. I just worked so hard on that, and it was just so fun to be up there surrounded by a bunch of like-minded women and good group of people. That was hands down my fave.
Tell me the process of your last project, 20 something. What inspired you to create that project? What were you going through at the time that inspired the feelings that we heard on that project?
Um, I think a big thing with 20 something, as in the title, is I'm on the flip side of the 20s. So I'm past 25 at this point. I'm 20 something. Ask me my age. I have probably forgot it. I'm like, "Oh, I'm 20 something," on the
Hmm.
end part of it. But just going through those feelings of exiting teenage behavior, just immaturity and making mistakes, but growing through them, and just a lot of growing pains on that album, I feel like. And just knowing I want to be different and do better, and that kind of resonated with that project a lot for me.
What is a song that you hold deep to your heart that's not yours? So, like, whether it's when you were growing up as a kid, or whether you were experiencing life as a teen, or coming into your 20s, what's a song that you can remember that was just like, oh my God, like, I love that song, and that just song feels so good to my heart, and it makes me love music?
I feel like when I was younger and growing up, the first song that comes to mind is Drops of Jupiter by Train. I don't know why, but that song really just made me feel something into my core. I don't even like necessarily like that band,
Yeah.
but I'm like
Yeah.
that one song. I was just like, oh, like it's so moody and it just strikes a chord with me. But as of like the last 5 years, a song that has quickly climbed to like my favorite song that I feel so deeply about is So Too Fast by Sonder.
I never heard that song.
So good. That is definitely my number one song that I always anchor back to and feel the most towards or, relate to in a certain type of way.
So from the start of your career to now, has your priorities changed, and what were your original priorities when you first came into the world of music?
Um, it's funny because I started doing music and I was just producing at first, just messing around, seeing what I could do, and it quickly turned into like, okay, I want to do this and pursue it and be a part of the scene. I got really big into watching the beat battles in Toronto, if you've ever seen them or heard of them.
Mm,
Wonder Girl, like Boy Wonder, they were all part of that.
okay,
And I
okay.
really look up to Wonder Girl, like as far as a producer standpoint. I would submit my music into there every year. I never got
Word.
chosen, but that was thanks, guys. Like one day they'll watch us and be like, "Dang, we could have had Jane October." No, but I was just really naive too at that point in starting music. I was way too cocky for like what I was doing. I
Mhm.
was a very like, I can do this all on my own without anyone, and I'm gonna do this and be this. But I think my priorities have changed from that mindset to I want to collaborate. I want to work with people. I want to open myself up to people and be vulnerable and make mistakes and learn from other people. I think that's like the hardest thing you can do is, you know, be like, I don't know so much about this. Like say that to
Absolutely.
someone. So that's definitely my new way of approaching things, and I think I've grown a lot more in that type of thinking than my old I'm gonna do this shit myself.
Myself.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I love this next question because I just want to know between artist to artist that I ask this question to. How do you feel about this scene that you're a part of, the Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota? I can even extend it to, I mean, do we consider Mankato and Rochester, like Duluth, a part of our scene? But more specifically, like the Minneapolis, St. Paul scene. How do you feel about that community and where we are?
I feel like it's a touchy subject sometimes when
Yeah,
you talk to people about it because there's two sides of it. There's people who think like, wow, it's very cliquey and, I'm not getting recognition where it's due, like just very ignorant kind of. I can see it, but I don't like to think like that. I like to think there's so much talent here and like what's the positive side of this? Like how can we make it better in a stronger knit community? But everything that I've been seeing from like even Waterwave or Rage Future or just collectives of people getting together and performing and making shows and stuff, I think it's really exciting, and I think it's just a matter of time before the rest of the US like catches up. Like
yeah.
Minneapolis and St. Paul, we're next up for sure.
Hell yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. What is your favorite song that you've made?
I feel like Who You Trust, because it's like from a writer perspective, I don't like write a bunch of my songs. I'm kind of like off the top in the studio. I'll go back in, fill it in when I need to, but that song I really actually like wrote the verses. They turned out great. I love the beat. That song for sure, probably.
How long, because now we have Queen of Hearts coming out. We're really
Mhm.
excited about Queen of Hearts.
Yes.
How long have you been working on Queen of Hearts?
It's been like over a year. So I dropped 20 something in October, and right after that like I've began creating songs. I think we created as many songs as like 2 or 3 projects worth. Picked through a lot of different ones to create what we have now for the track list of Queen of Hearts, and um, super, super excited about this. One of the longest projects I've ever made, so it's a big one.
So tell me and without, spoiling too much of the album, tell me some of the differences between Queen of Hearts and your last project, 20 something. Are they sonically different? Are they theme different? What's the vibes of Queen of Hearts?
I think the biggest difference, to get a little deep, is that this year I started to go to therapy and like really work on things internally, and I think that translated a lot into the lyrics. And in Queen of Hearts, I went through the growing pains of 20 something and like phasing out of like the old ways of that life I was living into wanting to be more like grounded and understand more about myself. So I took up therapy. As I've been working through therapy, I've been, writing more than I've wrote before. And I think Queen of Hearts is a really like introspective kind of album. I think sonically it's kind of the same. It's a type of album where you have to listen start to finish, and you have to listen to the song all the way through. Like, you can't skip 30 seconds in, because once it hits a minute, it's going to sound different, the song. So lots of builds, lots of like ebbs and flows in it. A lot more grown up, and I think sonically better overall. So.
Oh my God! The way you described that, I'm really excited for this album.
Yeah.
How many tracks are we looking at for Queen of Hearts?
There's 13. And I say this lightly, loosely, because I feel like us artists create and tweak and fix things up until you drop the project.
Yeah.
So there could be another song. There could be one less. Like, it just kind of, you do it day by day. But I do have a super, super cool feature on this project. And I don't feature people very often on my stuff.
Can you tell us who it is?
So I will leak it, because I'm going to leak the track list soon anyways, by the time this comes out. So,
yay.
There's an artist out of New York, and he goes by Soriano, and
sounds familiar.
He works with Eli Sostre. He's like a producer and an artist. I went on one of his tracks, and then now he gets to do one on my album, and he was so about it, and just so talented. I'm like over the moon about it. I've been wanting to work with these people for so long.
What's the song called? That's the that he's
See Me.
See Me?
Yeah.
We're gonna look out for that.
It's very moody.
Look out for See Me.
Yeah.
Look out for See Me. So what are your hopes and goals for 2024? Do you really care about, like, because I'm such a New Year person, I'm like, it's a new year. Or are you like, time is time, like I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it?
I used to be like set like, oh, by this month I'm going to do this change, or, by New Year's I'm going to do this. But this year I've really, I don't know if it's existential crisis or what, but I've been like, damn, shit is short. I need to, grab it and go with it. Like, whenever I can make those changes, do it. But 2024, I definitely want to perform more. I want to say yes a lot more. If I hear no, I want to shove my way in there anyways. Like, literally, you can't stand back and like wait for things to happen by any means. And I think I do too much doom scrolling, but bad things happen to good people all the time. Accidents happen and whatever, and I just want to like live my goals in my life like ASAP before anything. Like, I don't know, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I don't want anything bad to happen before I get everything I want,
Mm-hmm. So is there going to potentially be like a release party, a birthday party, a something party for Queen of Hearts, or is it going to be like the party is the album, you're welcome?
No, there is going to be a listening party. So on December 16th, I'm planning to do a listening party like in this pool house vibe. I got a ton of candles, like string lights, ambient, like no upper lights are being turned on. Like, it's all going to be candle lit, just moody. I'm going to be like, pull up in whatever you feel sexy in. There's going to be drinks. Like, I'm doing the whole thing. And I've been wearing a million hats doing this. I'm setting it up by myself, renting the speakers, getting the drinks for people. Like,
amen.
So,
amen.
December 16th, come through.
Is it a private party, or is it like no, it can't be all in that seems really like
it's intimate
by invite type things.
I'm throwing it out there because I just feel like this month is so busy anyways. Like, I want a good amount of people to come listen to it, but I'm not going to release the address to like the whole world. Literally. So like, you'll have to DM me to like get in there and stuff, but I definitely want it to be a good turnout for this.
Well, I don't have any more questions for you at this
Yeah.
moment. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to talk to us about you and your past projects and just you as an artist and the amazing project that we're going to experience, Queen of Hearts. Where can these amazing people find you on social media?
You can find me at Jane October on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on all streaming services and on YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jane October. Is there any last thoughts before we exit? Anything that we didn't cover?
I want to give a huge shout out to Natural. He is a producer who works on all of my albums. He produced about half of this album and mastered it. Definitely a wizard with the shit, and you can follow him at Prod by Natural on Twitter. Hit him up for beats or, engineering. He's great.
Thank you again, Jane October, for having the time to talk to us about yourself, and be on the lookout for Queen of Hearts coming December 29th.
Yes.
December 29th. Check out Queen of Hearts. Thank you again, Jane October.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you guys for watching.